maybe they're going to put Ovid on something even more playmaker heavy, but I definitely want at least a little bit of right-click gameplay. Because Pango's going to be like all utility. And Troll doesn't really have that many. Like, he can get through most matchups.
Huskar. Does Fnatic ever Meepo these days? What's the current state of the Meepo?
It's mostly just Gambit with Dahak.
Okay.
They take the Necro. Okay. So another BKB Pierce.
They needed somebody to finish off kills. So I think Necro is really good in that regard. Makes their backline, like they've got these 3 spellcasters that are a little squishy early on, and against like a Tusk and a Grimstroke Doom that are going to be charging towards that Coddle Bane. Might not be the most fun in the lanes for Fnatic, but I see the Necro pick tying things together.
Yeah.
Some.
I have not been blessed with many Fnatic game as of late, and I'm kind of wondering if this will end up being for an Abed AM. I don't know. It feels like it just might be one of those kind of games. They've also put, because they've put Ice mid on the Pango before, which is what makes me wonder if they'll. I mean, it all depends, right? It depends on this last pick, but I wouldn't be too surprised because it just doesn't that kind of feel like an Abed hero.
Yeah.
Compared to like MP's super stable and everything, but do you really want Abed just on like a Necrophos?
I hear you. High skill cap, mobile, play sort of a different style, but
kind of insulting when I say it like that, I guess. I'm not to say that MP's a bad player, but I don't know. Just curious.
PA. Now for NiP. All right, some big damage. So they grab another melee. 4 melee heroes here.
And it's going to be an Abed Anti-Mage. All right. I'm into it.
Good call, my friend. Good call.
I wonder how many times he's done this. Let's see. Not too many by the looks of it. Where is it? Can't even find it. Has he ever played it? There we go. He's played it 7 times. All right. So 2 months ago, he played a game on it. All right.
I kind of like this PA pick, though. I feel like outside of Necro ult, Bane ult, you know, they do have some lockdown. BKB is not your end-all, be-all, but I think PA has a lot of leeway this game, generally speaking. Not a lot of conventional, like, just spammable stuns. Relatively difficult initiations unless Jabs is in, like, god-tier positions.
Yeah, it has an interesting dynamic with the anti-mage as well, right? Where like early game, PA definitely has the edge. It's hard for the anti-mage to really do a whole lot about her, but as the game goes later and later, anti-mage just kind of does his thing. He's going to out-itemize you on the PA, and he's going to be able to, like, he can just straight up purchase options to like ruin your game as the PA. So
True.
In the end game, anti-mage does become victorious, but there is a pretty large window for the PA, and this is a great PA game. They kind of just went all like they got a little greedy, I would say, with this AM and like Pango Necro, and I feel like NiP are just trying to match that greed. So it's like a sick game for PPD. Huge Inkswell possibilities. In this one, like putting it on the Doom, putting it on the PA, putting it on the Tusk, putting it on the Ember. Like all 4 of his heroes will just go in, which is really cool. It's like the exact opposite of last game for NiP, where no one wanted to go in, and now it's basically they're all just diving into the fray.
And I like that they've, even though I was thinking they might go with a ranged hero, I like that they've got this kind of beefy front line in the Tusk and the Doom that can break things up and create some chaos, and then PA can, in theory, come in and play more of that cleanup role. I think games where you've only got one other melee hero and PA is sort of forced to play that front line or a little bit more than she'd like is when you start running into trouble. Why is my auto-spectate not working here, Trent?
You have to re-enable it every time.
I just did, and it still is not working.
Huh.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
Derp. Different hotkey. There we go. I'm good.
There you go.
And by the way, folks, my Dota Plus subscription is still continuing because of those free days they gave us. Somebody just played around with my hotkeys, so we've got win probability back, baby.
Hell yeah. Well, phew, look at that. It's all over. Fnatic. 52%.
Already. 52%.
Loving the draft.
Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Some deep scouting from Ice Ice Ice. We'll kind of bump into the Doom.
Yeah, wants to see these lanes. The lane game is like mid AM. It is not. It is actually, they've set the MP Necrophos heading mid based off of their assumption that it will be the Ember, and they will be correct.
And that was the other
Maybe they
switcheroo.
think it's the PA.
It's going to be Ace on the PA, and now this is going to be Fada's Ember Spirit instead.
The battle begins.
Yeah, be a little bit more of a playmaker style, more of that like super active mid one perhaps than the high octane damage. I mean, I guess the playmaker is very high octane too, but you know you wind up with an Aeon just some games versus a Mjolnir. But we'll see where he winds up in this game. Able to pressure Ice into the level 1 swashbuckle as he was making some lane rotations, and they're gonna wait for him because they know he wants to come down bottom. They're gonna make him walk the long way around.
This is pretty nice. They've got the high ground advantage
greed,
as well.
Dude.
A couple of
He's
love
like,
taps.
Are you serious? Could you not? And he's the TP bot if he wants to get there back. Soxa's already TPing to the top lane as the long walk there from Ace means they missed out on quite a bit of XP.
TTV kind of hanging out mid, throws some damage into MP, but then Ice rotates over and is finally able to make his way down towards the bottom lane. If that's what he wants, actually heading back towards mid, just trying to keep MP safe from harassment, and will finally TP down bottom. That's Abed, I'm sorry. So full lane rotations now. AM
Yeah, we are all over the place.
way down bottom, and the Pango will head up top.
Man, no complaints from DJ. What a hero to get a free couple of waves on, eh? The Coddle. Straight off the start. Very nice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So currently the Dire still have their TPs. If they want to mix these lanes back up, they can. I guess both supports did TP, though, is the only problem. So Ace, even though he's been up here the whole time, is kind of stuck, despite saving his TP with that walk. So it's almost like he wasted the fact that he didn't TP for that first wave, because he can't make the rotation either way because of his supports losing their TPs.
Well, and now we'll see DJ TP up towards the top shrine. Maybe go
Just
for
in time
a
for the
stack
stack. Yeah.
Looking for
See
the
if
double.
he, connects them both. Should be able to.
See if he gets it.
This guy has like the longest leash, that camp. It is so crazy. Oh, what? I wasn't even close to the shrine. Oh, my bad, other casters.
Ice, able to swashbuckle back to safety. No problem there. As now Coddle just comes in. You know, why don't I clear out this pole camp? You know, no big deal.
The rule of regeneration.
The nuisance Coddle is what I like to call this.
Yeah, grabs the wave, kills the small creep. And do they have the shards? They do if they want them, but he's going the long way around, which should keep him alive. He'll just ditch the creep wave and keep alive.
Pango should be okay here. He'll kind of get sandwiched, but nice and mobile. Jumps back to safety.
His XP's not looking too hot, though, is it? Oh, there we go. Follow Aces into it, too. He's pinging the shrines.
So how's this mid lane? Ember on Necro. Dead even. 14-2 on each.
just hanging out, you know?
Small edge for the Ember, it looks like, in terms of experience. I think MP had a couple of leechers in those first few levels, but
Yeah, he did.
very small edge.
It's just hanging around, basically, but yeah, relatively even. And it is Radiant side for the Necrophos, too, so he is that camp that he can potentially work with. But this ward helping a lot, too, just to make sure that Fada doesn't run into any problems if it ends up on MP's high ground.
Definitely a disparity in the offlaners here, though. The Doom having a presence in that lane, and Ice. Unable to do much with this Pango. He's been able to survive, and I suppose you could call that a victory, but you can see these supports pretty unrelenting here and keeping him pretty far off the creep wave. Meanwhile, Doom down bottom, intercepting this pull from Jabs, almost level 4. He's feeling pretty all right.
Yeah, Sox is going to come up here and be like, what is this Coddle doing? He's going to see all these stacks, and he's like, what do we do about this? I mean, the Ember is definitely a hero that can contest these. They might even steal a couple. Yeah, PPD's just going to throw out the stroke of fate here, and they're going to take themselves a couple ogres.
Not too bad.
Oh, DD for Jabs. Forced to use the Scorched Earth. Something that a lot of Dooms don't really like leveling all too early.
Yep, going for that fourth
I think
point
he
in Infernal
just
Blade.
skilled that. Yeah, I think he just took that so that he could survive here, so he really needs to make sure he survives. And it looks like he'll be okay.
Good. Jabs is going pretty deep, but
Tries a stick drop. You know, maybe that could tease him out, but he's not going to fall for it.
lane Fada Take some damage from the Necro. Still a very even mid matchup, and all the while up top, it's Ice, Ice, Ice with a TP from the tree line, knowing his limits, just trying to survive.
And DJ's about to clear up a nice stack here. This is pretty slow because he only has the 1 point in Chakra. And he even has a retreat from the 5-minute bounty. Ouch. And they're coming in here. They're just ignoring the runes, making sure that he can't get a stack off. So DJ real upset at the moment.
And trying to finish off a couple of these creeps. Looks like they'll get the Wild Wing. Just maybe. Ice, Ice, Ice jumps in, hits the shrine, grabs himself a little bit more mana, but I don't think they'll be able to pursue for a kill, especially with Fada nearby on the low ground. Not going to pursue.
So Fada just got a regen rune and then a bounty rune as well. I'd say he's feeling pretty good returning to that mid lane.
Yeah,
but there's the benefits of Radiant side, right? This lovely camp for the Necrophos. That sure is something.
Oh, wow. Even
Not
gets
sure how
a
that's
couple
still
of
a thing.
golems there, too. Yeah, that's real nice.
We need like a cliff here or something. I don't know.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Camp is just way too good. So 3-3 has just been everywhere, man. He's done the walk back. He went up top. He's in the jungle. Now he's back defending his tower, and he's level 5. Although Jab's is only level 2. Oh my god, he's so close to level 6. He just needs one creep. They could brain sap this creep for the XP, honestly, and get this kill.
Well, not quite. Back to farming we go. 6 minutes, no first blood. Game of farming. Level 6s have come out in the mid. Necro actually skipping his ult. Grabs that 3rd point in the Heartstopper.
Yeah, no rotations for him this game, right? You have a Coddle that's farming very greedily, and you have Jabs that's just stuck on 3-3, and, well, probably in the grave here. There's a couple heroes around him.
Ice Shard's going to make that one difficult, and Fada will venture his way over for a first blood. 300 gold for him.
That was
Definitely
first
making
blood?
that rotation worth it.
I didn't even realize that there actually been no kills this whole time.
Yep.
It's been a slow burn.
After that last game, both teams just taking it steady, stacking up. PPD taking some damage here. Actually clipped by the Illuminate as Ace jumps back in. It's a level 5 PA. A lot of damage onto this Pangolier, and that's going to be the end of him. Ace dings level 6 and gets the 2nd kill of the game up for NiP.
Well, things starting out pretty well for them. Already got a slight edge on the net worth. Of course, they always have to be thinking about Abed on this Anti-Mage. The old ticking time bomb here. And I wonder what Ace is going to go for this game. He hasn't queued anything up. I have Inkswell, I have Doom, I have Ember. I don't think I want a Battle Fury this game. But then you run into the problem of, like, if you don't go Battle Fury and you lose or come out just a little ahead in the early game, you're going to be worse. And you're going to start throwing bodies at high ground. And what are you going high ground into? Keeper of the Light and Pango. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Like, they can just clear the wave so hard, and yeah, Ace queues it right up. I think you are kind of forced into this Battle Fury. It's like, in a vacuum, I really just want to start slaying people with Inkswell and playing with my Doom and my Ember, but in reality, it's going to be so hard to push high ground that the risk is just too great to not go Battle Fury this game.
I would agree. I think PA is one of those carries where if the situation is right, it can absolutely be the right item, because sometimes she needs that accelerant through the mid game. A lot of times kills aren't even enough, where if you get a couple of kills, you're 5, 1, and 3 or something, that's where the other team starts to clam up, play a little more defensive, and it gets way harder to keep up that momentum. With the Battle Fury, you can get those kills, and then if the other team plays defensive, you've just got more map to farm, and your economy is healthier than ever. Looking like a go on to Jabs there in the mid, but not going to be a kill for NiP. Either way, with that early kill in this kind of space in lane, PA is off to a great start farming ahead of the Anti-Mage so far.
Yeah, and she has the Ember, right? Like, Fada's job is basically to be that mid-game playmaker and someone who's actively involved in the fights, so that's what you would be looking for if you went for this, like, Deso Vlad's build or something on the PA.
Mm-hmm.
Couple remnants just chilling at that camp there. Oh, no, just one remnant, one really wide, stanced remnant, as PPD will hang out around it. He's kind of threatening the fact that his Ember could show up.
Leeching a little XP here from this level 8 Necro. Holy Locket queued up.
Got him. Yeah, the locking into Greaves is something else, man. This Necro just becomes unkillable.
I actually kind of forgot about Holy Locket. It's been a while since I've seen somebody buy that thing.
It's pretty much just Timber and Necrophos, really, that pick it up.
Okay.
not a whole lot of heroes just jumping to do it. But it's got a great build up for Necrophos to get your arcanes, and then you disassemble for the locket, and then you go back for more arcanes to go into your greaves.
Definitely an item that feels like it was kind of designed for Necrophos. Can't argue that one.
Well, 10-minute bounties. Ace was not on point there, and probably for the best that he didn't get over there because he's going to be zoned by Ice, who's still level 4, but able to threaten with the help of his friends, and they will get both the bounties up top, but likewise bottom are taken by NiP.
And in the recurring theme here for the bounties, Jabs now in the mid. Some nice ice shards to block him out. Nightmare onto Soxa. Might buy him just enough time to survive, and a death pulse from MP will help pick him back up. And again, no kill for NiP here in the mid.
Jeez. Peter has been level 3 for like 5 minutes. Ever since they got that kill on the Pango up top, he was 1-1-1. Okay, he just got 4. Right, fair. But so right after that top play where they missed the double bounties, Ace immediately TP'd bottom. And he was hoping that someone would TP and try and stop 3-3. But once that wasn't going to happen, they just pulled the wave into the camp, and now he's just farming that all up.
Yeah, both supports on the Radiant having a slightly better go. Coddle getting a lot of space. And they've actually given some room to Bane in the mid so that he could get some extra experience. And he'll now hit level 6 as he consumes the tome, it looked like. Fiend's Grip online. Maybe looking for a setup onto PPD. Some rotations from both sides now. NiP in the jungle. They find Ice, but he's able to make it away. Ice shards, and he'll just jump right over.
Oh, the tree! He cut the... I guess he had to cut both anyway, so he was just kind of screwed. Well, I will say DJ... Probably a little disappointed he couldn't hold his tower much longer, right? But they have a really good reach with the PA, especially in the early game, because he doesn't have that blinding light. So he should be able to hold this tier 2 a little bit longer than the tier 1. Like, this is kind of his home now, right? And you can see Ace is really wanting to go for this instant kill. And Doom has the pack leader aura, too.
It needs to be a little careful. Doom, past level 6, has the ultimate. Also a Midas, so now Drum of Endurance going to be on the way for him. Actually working on a pretty decent economy as an offlaner, just barely behind that of Fada on the Ember Spirit, who's also working on a Drum of Endurance, it looks like.
Dire's middle tower is
It's going to be a double drum kind of game.
Oh, yeah. Playing the bongos.
Mm-hmm. The war cry. Gotta get in their heads.
Yeah, we'll see if Fada even finishes them, honestly. But, I mean, what else are you going to buy, I guess, on this Ember? Doesn't really need to use this game.
Oh, mid lane. Looks like some initiation onto the Ember Spirit. Fiend's Grip going to catch him into a Reaper's Scythe. Great combination of ultimates. And an easy kill for Fnatic. They'll get themselves up on the scoreboard. The nice kill on the enemy mid laner.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I do wonder if it's going to be an Aeon this kind of game, though. Because it kind of feels like one of those, right? Fiend's Grip, Scythe, getting dunked by the AM.
Yeah.
I mean, that mid 1 build has certainly paid off before in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But it all just depends on how farmed you wind up after like 20 minutes or so, which path you end up taking. 3-3 just straight up walks into Abed in the mid lane, who misses the counter spell. Oh, actually, it probably just doesn't even work, right? He tried to use it, but I guess they took away the bonus resistance. There's no real point. Maybe he was just worried about a potential doom.
PA
Or anything else that he might have had.
having this like temporary window of godlike power. Power treads just right into the Demon Edge. Hitting very hard for this stage of the game. Able to skip the regen pieces. That kind of speaks to how little pressure has been on the PA now.
Yeah, very true.
800 or 900 gold ahead of the AM. It's pretty nice at 13 minutes.
Max farming, especially because the AM's been sharing his jungle at least a little bit in the Coddle. Like, he had some stacks made, but then he just takes them all.
Yeah, and like vice versa, right? He's been forced into the Perseverance first, which makes sense on AM. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you know, he needs that regeneration. Can't really go for that Demon Edge first.
Oh, goodbye wave. DJ just blasting him down. Already has his Glimmer, so he's very survivable by himself. I'd like to see some dust picked up soon. It's already queued on Soxa, so he's got it on the mine, and Peter going to have to grab some too.
Holy Locket now out on the Necrophos as we take a look at overall items. Not too much else has been picked up. Tome still hanging out for PPD.
Hey, did you guys know there's a Pango in this game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's level 7 at least. Haven't seen any Rolling Thunder action yet.
He looks like Fada's game last game on the Necrophos, right? Where like he needs that big fight, but his team didn't come to play with him. So no one came to re-enable him back into the game. He's an anti-mage taking his jungle stacks, so he can't even swashbuckle anything. And now he's just going to be stuck farming towards a Blink Dagger. Like, he still hasn't ulted. He doesn't have any kills.
Dire are scanning.
He's only died once, though, which I think is...
I mean, sometimes it's worth dying. You know, sometimes you just got to be a little moon meander and get up in their faces or something. To at least make something happen.
That's true. Smoke rotation now from NiP. They jump in onto Jabs, but he gets off a Fiend's Grip the other way. Snowball mitigates a lot of damage as the Rolling Thunder finally gets deployed. Beautiful Will-O-Wisp from the Keeper of the Light. PPD almost goes down, survives on just a tick of HP. They have only lost their Tusk so far, but NiP very low on resources. They're going to be forced back as Fnatic go back to their own shrine and heal up.
See, all you gotta do is bring up the flamethrower a little bit, and Ice will show up.
Gets a nice roll through there, combos onto PPD twice, bounces off the little blue crystals there. And had, second highest damage I put in that fight, so carrying on through. But yeah, as you said, it was only a Tusk, but it was the Dire playing aggressive, but at least they were able to force rotations, I guess, and Abed didn't have to join, so I'm going to call that Fnatic win because they've managed to get their Battle Furies at the same time.
All right.
You know, Mega versus Mega, Battle Fury versus Battle Fury. I hope you guys don't have a lot on your schedules today.
It's the mirror matchup. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object. And this is what you get. Silence onto Bane. It'll be a tough survival here as PA throws the dagger, jumps in, and Fada says, guys, we're going high ground. I found me a Necrophos, Searing Chains. That's a dagger again.
Pound the war drums.
Doing what he can, but uh-oh. Doom has the ultimate, and this Necro is done for. They've dusted him. They've brought him down. It's a double kill for Ace. Make it another one as they bring down DJ. Fada will get credit for that, but PA erupting off the pickup of that Battle Fury with a couple of kills and more momentum for the team.
Great catch there from NiP. Very explosive. Like, it all starts with nothing but a pick off onto a Bane, and then suddenly there's a Searing Change to the high ground, then a little bit of Save Your Buddy syndrome for DJs. He goes in for the Glimmer on the Necrophos, and
PPD. Whoa, that's a pinata. And one that Abed will be able to blow into oblivion. Now back to the mid. Snowball in onto Jabs. Does have some friends nearby, but not going to be enough to save him. Now a Rolling Thunder. Abed also making the rotation, looking for a counter kill on Doom, perhaps. They knock him back up to the high ground. Rolling Thunder doing some work. Silence to follow up, and that'll be the end of 33. Fnatic grab another 4-6. Still NiP holding on to the lead as Fnatic clear out a nice double stack of Ancients there.
man, Ice is so good at those angles off the wall. Like, he knows them all. You know, he just played this hero so many times that it's such a stark contrast to people that are just starting to pick up Pango, where he finds these angles that like you didn't even know were possible off these tiny little curves and crevices, and he's able to perfectly combo it into like triple stuns like that.
And that's where, I mean, we saw the Necro recover last game partially because of Scythe, but I think Pango also fits the bill for when you get sacrificed a little. Just takes one good fight. You do so much AoE damage, it's almost hard not to get some assists or some kills when you're in the fray like that.
Yeah.
Ice makes it look easy, to be fair, but I think Pango is well suited to try to make that sort of recovery compared to a lot of other offlaners.
And he's just about got his Blink Dagger here too, and of course a lot of his game was also sacked for the Coddle, who they were giving those dead lanes to, where that's typically kind of Pango's job to sit there with Swashbuckle.
And he's got some items to show for it. He's got the Glimmer Cape and very close to a Force Staff, just 100 gold away. To great utility support items that will help his friends as much as himself.
Yeah, he needs the levels too, though. I'd like to see him try and get to 12.
Yeah,
I mean, not bad. He's at 9, and then he can go for the XP talent too.
Highest of the supports right now, so definitely feeling that difference comparatively. Up top, Ice going to get bumped into. Swashbuckle away. Shield Crash just coming off cooldown. Does have a Rolling Thunder here. No teammates inbound. Walrus Punch kind of catches him. Now silenced. PPD with great positioning. That'll be a kill on the Pango. Very nice. I think Ice playing just a little too cocky there. Not quite anticipating that Grimstroke.
MP's just running through the river here. This guy's crazy.
Abed in the front lines. Ooh, Fiend's Grip on top of the Doom. He was just about to cast that ultimate, but now Jabs gets jumped on. Will-O-Wisp connects on 3, but the Doom comes out onto the Keeper of the Light. And that'll be 3 down on the side of Fnatic, including that Pango from up top.
I guess they thought maybe they were going to, like there were more heroes up top going for a push or something, but That was basically Jabs just like baiting himself because he gets off the enfeeble and then he really wants to grip because of the status resistance reduction. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna have like the longest grip ever. Like this Doom's so dead. But unless you're instantly covered by the Caudle, there's no way it's gonna happen. You saw DJ was just a little bit too late there on the Will o' the Wisp. Who just got blown up by Ace.
Right.
Who is almost into Deso. Holy. I mean, I guess it's just you accelerate so much faster because the AM needs that Manta as the secondary power spike, whereas the Deso comes quicker.
And the Deso
it's done.
gives you like a little more, it feels like, in terms of that explosion. Abed, he blinks in for the bounty. He gets it, but it costs him everything. Now can they get some counter kills? Reaper Scythe following up that Rolling Thunder does bring down Saksa, and now Doom gets disarmed. Silent.